What up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up? We back, we back. Lab Talk Fridays, baby. Got a special guest for you guys, man. I can't wait. Man, get y'all questions ready to go. It's about to be on and popping, man. I'm excited, man. I'm so excited for you guys. This is really good special right here, man. Cool dude, cool man. Great businessman, amazing player in the NFL for a long time. So it's really good, man. So it's gonna be really special, man. It's gonna be a really good one, man. So I'm really excited. Definitely get some all right, so get all your questions ready. Pat, I'm going to be asking those questions sometime here in the segment. So definitely get ready for that, okay? So get ready for that as well. So we're going to be on. Put the questions in the queue. Okay, put your questions in the queue. Get them ready to go. We on. He's going to be coming here in a minute. So definitely get some questions, man. Get you some NFL questions. Get you some chalk talk questions. Get them in. We're going to get it going, man. So I'm really excited about this. So right now, Pat, that was a great question you asked about the best stance and start. And it really depends on what you're playing. If you're playing press or if you're playing catch technique, if you're playing off man, you know. So, that really depends. If you're off man, you want to be in a straddle stance, right? 1 foot in the back, 1 foot in the front. You want to sit down, that type of deal. Press, you want to have them, you want to be in a athletic position, ready to move, more like a basketball position, kind of. That type of stance. So, All right. Got the guests coming on. Here we go. What up, my man?
What up? What up? What up?
My man. That's
There
what's
you
up,
go.
man.
There it goes. I was still connecting. What it
Yeah.
do, my man?
How you doing, brother? I appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, all good, man. All good. No, I'm glad you hit me up, man. I appreciate it.
Oh man, thank you, bro. Hey, you out there, man. I saw you out there coaching, man, living your best life,
Look, listen. I'm just here to share, man. That's it, man. Like, my whole motive is I went through this whole journey pretty much like on my own. I had to figure it out as I go.
Wow.
Yeah, like everything I did was, you know, trial by fire, whatever you want to call it. So the fact
Wow.
that, I can help give answers or whatever I know, that's why I do this.
Man, that's huge, man. Well, before we get really rolling, man, for those who may not know who you are, right? Please, give us a kind of quick introduction of who you are, man.
Yeah, so my name is Will Blackmon, as you see. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. And I ended up going to Boston College, played there for 4 years, I was an all Big East DB, and I was an all ACC receiver.
Talk that shit, coach.
You silly. And then went to NFL, fourth round to the Packers in 2006. Ended up playing 12 years. I played for the Giants, Washington Redskins at the time, Jaguars, won the Super Bowl with the Giants. So man, and I just recently retired, 2 years ago, and now, I'm a businessman and I'm helping the youth and helping pros. So that's the
awesome,
deal, man. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Amazing. Hey, first thing first, little housekeeping here. Make sure you put your questions in the queue. When it's time to get to them, I will get to those. Okay, so make sure you put your questions in the queue. When it's time to get to them, I will get to them. All right. So, all right, man. We're going to start running down, man. And look, you can just spill off if you want. All right.
Let's just flow. Let's just flow. We don't gotta make it super formal, man. Let's just talk.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. So you know, our platform is mainly geared towards high school players who are trying to get to college, right? Here we go. Hey, you feel me? Hey, let's go.
I'm in Arizona right now. I'm doing the Under Armour
Oh, let's
thing.
go. Let's
Yeah.
go. Yeah, man. So you already know what the deal is, man. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna start here, man. So what's the process? You know, your process. You know, from high school, you know, to college. Like, what was that process? Were you like just a dog in high school, or did you kind of have to grow into it? Were you a dog day one? You know?
Yeah, well, it just my whole thing was interesting, man, and this is why I'm a big, advocate, or I talk about all these camps and clinics, what have you, how I think they're important. Well, I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, ain't no one coming to watch us play ball, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it now. Respect Quiddy Pay. He's gonna go first round for sure. He did his thing today at his pro day. He went to
Wow.
Michigan. He'll
Congrats.
go. He'll go top 15 for sure. But we're not known as a pipeline. Like, colleges aren't flying into our state. So, I remember, man, my father got this invitation to like a Holy Cross had a clinic,
Wow.
and I went to it, and I remember it was raining on the turf. I was like 12, 13 years old. I had the worst time of my life, bro. Like, I ran, I had the slowest times. I couldn't lift. I didn't know anything, but
Oh man.
I was still a pretty good player. And then I remember my brother. He's 7 years older. He was at Boston College camp. Actually,
Oh wow.
my dad just joined, so he can
Oh, what's
verify
up,
it.
pops,
Yeah,
man?
yeah,
Don't
Big
make me get you
Wayne.
on here, pop, cause you didn't know, baby.
Yeah, Big Wayne. So my brother, he went to Boston College, and he I remember his roommate was a graduate assistant, and he's like, "Hey, yo, I heard your brother's pretty good at football. He should check out our camp." So
Wow.
he sent the brochure home, and my dad was like, "Yeah, if you really want to." My dad saved up, and I ended up going to the Boston College camp when I was 13 years old, and it was crazy because it was, first of all, it was overnight camp. It wasn't full contact, but we had helmets, and I didn't know how crazy it was. There was a bunch of colleges there, and they already had their showcase of guys on scholarship, but for some reason, every time I made a play, I kept falling in front of the head coach. Like he happened to be there, and he would look at me.
Yeah.
He's like, "Man, you ain't doing nothing." He was always talking trash to me. And it was all good. Like, we always talk trash as kids, so I was used to it. And then at the end of the Boston College camp, they always have a showcase of the best kids. And they had the gauntlet going on, like all the kids doing one-on-ones. And one coach was like, "Hey, man, like, let's throw Will up in there." And I'm like little 13, 14-year-old kid. And so I go in there and hold my own, man. Like, I just,
Wow.
because here's the thing. Before I get into like the next part, my
Uh-huh.
whole thing was, I was always curious,
Wow.
right? I was always curious, like, okay, I may think I'm pretty good, but if there's somebody else that's supposed to be better, well, like, I want to find out.
I want to see who he is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to now. If he he does get the best of me, then I know I got stuff to work on. You
I'll
know what
be
I'm
back.
saying? So I wasn't afraid to get beat.
Wow.
I was like, let me find out. So when I got, yeah, and I was always nervous, but I was like, okay, let me throw myself in the fire and find out.
Yes.
And the same thing happened when I went into that gauntlet with all the guys already on scholarship. So let me go find out. And my story was unique, man, because I remember first day of homeroom when I was 14 years old, I got the offer from BC.
Whoa.
Yeah,
At
dog. So,
14?
yeah. So no, that's why.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Damn, Big Will, you was something else, man.
no, that's why. That's why for me, it's funny, man. Like, first day on homeroom, I got that offer. It was like, that's my first offer, and I remember I pulled out the envelope, and it had like a gold like stamp on it, like, "You've been
Wow.
offered," and I was like, "Wow, dude! Like, this is crazy," because
Yeah.
I didn't even know how it worked. I had, like I said, Rhode Island is not a pipeline. I had no
Yeah.
idea how college recruiting worked. I planned on going to like my state school, Rhode
Wow.
Island. I never saw anything how it worked. And this is kind of where I started getting more curious, right? And I remember we end up getting direct TV. Don't ask how my dad got direct TV, but we ended up getting it. And
Okay. Hey, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you, Pops. Hey, I've
hey,
been there, Pops.
and I remember I was always watching like Fox Sport Net, and they always kept showing like West Coast games. Like, I would see Long Beach and De La Salle and all these dudes out there, and I was like, "Damn, dude! Like, that's cool. Like football is crazy like that. You know, I
Yeah.
would see like Texas games and what have you. And I was like, man, I don't know. I want to know how do I get more? I don't know how it works. But what happened was once I got that BC offer, it kind of opened the floodgates because they were like, who the hell is this kid from
Who's
Rhode
this
Island?
kid?
You know,
14?
yeah, exactly.
Like what?
So then I was like, well, I said I think this is awesome. There's so many. I feel like there's so many guys in my state that can use this opportunity.
Yes.
So I'm like, I said, you know, I'm gonna go to the camp next year, and I'm bringing buddies with me.
Wow.
I said,
That's
I'm
love.
bringing guys with me. So I told like 5 guys in the state that I knew were legit. And I think all of them walked out with some kind of offer, whether it was one
Damn.
AA, D2 or something. Like we all came in there deep, Rhode Island, and we all walked out with something, you know.
Wow.
And then what's crazy is I remember I watched this I watched the All American, not the Army one. Yeah, the Army All American game.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ended up watching that. And at the time, it wasn't indoors. It was just some all-star game. Ever Kevin Jones was in it. A bunch of dudes were in it, and I thought that was super cool. It's like, damn, man, that'd be like cool to play in that game. Again, I
Yeah.
don't know how it works, you know. And then I remember before that happened. That's why mine was like, I lived the life in high school. I'm not gonna lie.
Hell yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
bro,
So
you a ninth grader, bro? You know how many singers
listen,
you know? What I'm saying?
listen. Yeah, I went against Odell. I'll explain that later on in this conversation. I love Odell, man. He's a great dude. But I remember I got a call from Tom Lemming, and
Wow.
right, and I knew who Tom Lemming was
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
again, and I'm like, I was like, damn, dude. He's like, yeah, I heard you doing some things, man. Like keep doing your thing. I was like, oh wow, that's pretty. I appreciate that. It's pretty crazy, you know. And
Yeah.
I knew like if you were legit, Tom actually came to your house at the time,
Wow.
you know. So he was like, keep doing your thing. And then I remember I got this envelope. Actually, no, I knew about the Nike camp. I knew about Rivals at the time. Student sports was hot too. And I
Wow.
remember I got this envelope, and it was from Nike. And he's like, and this is when Nike camp was invite only. And I got invited to go to the Nike camp. And
Damn.
however, the only one I can go to was in Syracuse. It was in
Okay.
Syracuse.
New York.
And yeah, upstate New York. And it was like a 7 hour drive. My dad was like, you want to go? I was like, hell yeah, man, I want to go.
Oh,
So
pops.
yeah, so my dad, I was like, but I got to train. They got a bench press. They got a bench. I said they got a bench press
Pump your brakes, Pop. Pump
test.
your brakes. Let me get ready first.
Yeah, so we found this facility, and I worked out for maybe 3 weeks, whatever, and then we made the road trip 7 hours to New York, and I actually went as an all-purpose running back, and ended up getting the MVP of the Nike camp in Syracuse.
Damn.
And guess who was the guy who selected me to be MVP?
Who?
Greg Biggins, dude.
No!
Dog, this is like 2001.
Bro, you talking about small world, bro. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, dude, Greg Biggins, he picked me because it was funny. I remember when he was out here 2 years ago, I was helping Joey Hobart, who's at Washington State, and he picked Joey to be the MVP of the Under Armour All-American camp. And Greg looked at me. He was like, damn, you look familiar. I was like, yeah. He was like, Blackmon, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, the Nike camp, Syracuse. I was like, wait a minute. What you mean? He was like, we picked you to be the MVP of the camp. I was like, no way. He was like, yeah. So now I was the MVP of the Nike camp in Syracuse.
That's huge.
Then all hell broke loose. And Tom Lemon called. He was like, yo, I'm going to come by your house. We're going to do the article. We'll put you in that. And it's just like, and then I just started getting calls, dude, like from everywhere. And it was just absolutely bonkers. I remember my coach, my high school coach, rest in peace, Coach Ron Mosca, but he actually lied on my my highlight tape. He said I was 6'2", 180, 190. I think I wasn't 6'2", 190 until I got drafted, buddy.
Whatever it takes, baby.
Oh yeah, so he lied on that, and that's when like all the schools started coming. Next thing you know, like it started happening. Everything I thought like wasn't possible, like happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just to make a long story short, for high school, I ended up, was first team USA Today. I didn't think that was possible. I made that. Not just first team US today, and then got invited to the Army game, the Army All-American
Wow.
game. That I mean,
Yeah, that's huge, man.
we got lit up by Vince Young that year. Good Lord. Vince Young,
Hey, but Vince was different though, bro.
Vince was different, bro.
Vince was a different guy, bro.
But that was crazy too. Going to the Army All-American game, I was like, damn, bro, this is what it is.
This is
what it's like. Bro, I couldn't get away from anybody. The boys are like, they were all over me, but it was awesome because, again, like I said, I was always curious.
Yeah.
Like, how do I measure up? Like, what is it? Like, I think maybe because I'm the youngest. So, I ended up getting offers from Big Ten schools. I had a couple Pac-12. I didn't get any SEC schools till after the Army game. I was like,
oh, wow.
I remember Florida called me. They were like, hey, we want to offer. I was like, who'd you miss out on?
Exactly. You already know. Who you missed? You had to miss like 5 too.
You had to miss somebody. So my final ended up being BC, Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Michigan State, and I forget who the fifth one was. But I ended up going with BC just because.
So not Notre Dame, huh?
You know what it was? This is crazy. So I'm not talking trash on anyone, but
hey, man,
I got yeah, it is what it is. I'll keep it real. I got recruited by Steve Adazio. He was at Notre Dame.
Okay.
And Daz was aggressive, and just his recruiting style was a little different.
I got you.
And I think me, I know I could be like witty and sarcastic and what have you, and he would always talk about the stats. I'm like, bro, if you don't know about Notre Dame stats and history, then you don't know football at all. And I didn't tell him that. I just meant in general. Yeah. He just kept talking about their stats and history. I was like, no, I want to know like more about the school.
Yeah.
And but BC, man, I was their number one guy for like 3 years. And at the time, Big East was hot. Like I got to play against the U at the time. The U at the time was legit. B-Tech was nice. Pitt was nice. I got to cover Larry Fitzgerald, So I just ended up picking BC, man. It just felt comfortable. It was an hour from my home because my dad can come see me.
Yeah.
So, man, that's just So that was why I went to BC. But it was interesting, yeah. And a big part of it, like I said, we're just gonna flow. Yeah. And I mentioned how my dad went above and beyond in a sense of like what my dad's more so like, what can I do to help you? Like what are your goals? My dad loved football. My dad played semi-pro. He had a trial with the Jets back in the day. He ended up playing professional flag football. So all that stuff that you see now, the American Flag Football League, my dad did that back in the 80s and 90s, and he traveled around the country. Oh yeah, so I grew up on flag football.
Oh man,
yeah, and he just supported. Even simple things is like, okay, if I had a bad game, right, in high school, and we got in the car, and if it was a silent ride home, it was a silent ride home.
Wow. And
then, but once I'd be like, "Hey, Dad, what you think?" Then he went all in. Yeah, but yeah. But he was like, "What you want? You want to be quiet? Let's be quiet." Now once I opened the door, then he went all in. But yeah, that's high school, man. I was a 4-star guy and ended up doing everything at the highest level, which is why I love helping these high school kids. I'm like, dude, I did it, man.
Exactly.
I did it.
Everything.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, man. I have a theory, man, about having the importance of having a father or a father figure, right? For these athletes who are trying to go to the highest level. It's very, very, very important, man, to have that. And they have to be vested, man. They have to really be vested in you, man. So I just have a theory about that, man. It's crazy, and that's why I put that question in there as well, man. So quick question: when did it click for you in college? Did you play it right away, or you had to work your way in?
Bro, so I'm young, right?
Yeah.
Dude, they threw me in the wolves as a 17-year-old freshman. 17 years old, threw me in the wolves. Cause I had a late birth. I didn't turn 18 till October.
Oh, damn.
So,
okay.
Oh yeah. So I remember. I think I redshirted for the first game, and they're like, "All right, you got to get out there." And my first game ever was on ESPN2 versus Stanford Saturday night. And I'm back there like, damn, I just went from playing against Rhode Island dudes to like Stanford,
Crazy.
Oh yeah. So I remember but my whole freshman year, man, was like I was the main returner. That was what
Okay.
I did while I returned, and because like I said, I got recruited as an all-purpose back and ended up just going to
Okay.
DB. And yeah, I just remember I had two like big returns, but this wasn't a return like, oh, I'm about to sauce these dudes up. It was like, yo,
I'm about to go.
you see a different colored jersey, just run, bro. Like just get out. I was like, these dudes are big. Like I was running so scared. But I was so used to getting chased. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna run as fast as I can and get away from people. So it was wild, man.
So did they put you as a defensive back right away, or did you play running back first? Did you play receiver first? Like,
Yeah, so the whole process was like, okay, a lot of teams wanted me as a running back out of high
okay.
school when I was getting recruited. But I remember I was getting recruited by the Big Ten. I'm like, did y'all?
That big boy.
Did y'all see my film? I was like, I don't run between the tackles, man. I bounce everything. I said I bounce everything outside. I don't run between the tackles. All my highlight videos, I'm running like Barry Sanders all across. I was like, I don't
It's
run
called
between the
speed.
tackle. Yeah, I am not a Big Ten running back. That's why
Yeah.
I was surprised. I only had like a few Pac-12 schools. I had like Arizona and both Arizona State, I believe. But I was a scat back. Like
You're
that's what I
perfect for the
did.
Pac-12.
Yeah. So it was Pac-10 at the time, I think it was.
Yeah.
But so I was like, I'm not gonna go play running back. So and then eventually, one school wanted me I think Iowa wanted me as a corner, someone else wanted me as a receiver, Florida wanted me as a receiver. Then it just said athlete.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was just athlete. And then when I went to go to BC, they were like, yeah, we want you as a DB. I was like, that's fine,
Like whatever.
Yep.
That's dope, man.
But I
So
got to return, so I still got the rock.
yeah, exactly. So you still got to play with it. Do what you love. So when did you first get in at DB? Like, was it your freshman year as well, or
Yep.
just keep returning? Wow.
No, I can't. I went right to DB my freshman year. Yep.
Wow, that's crazy, man. And did y'all do a
Tell
lot
me
of
about it.
man-to-man, a lot of zone? What did y'all do
We
there?
were quarters team. We did like quarter half type of
Okay,
deal.
so they
Oh
tried to
yeah,
help
tell
you
me
a little
about
bit.
it. My first receiver, bro, was Andre Johnson.
Damn,
I was
bro. That's wrong, man.
listen to this, bro. Listen to this.
All right, talk to me.
My freshman year, right? Not only did we play Stanford, but we played that 2002 Miami team. We went down there, bro. And I remember I looked across. I was like, okay, them boys got Frank Gore and McGahee. Okay, they got Andre Johnson over here. They got Trent
Moss.
Dorsey. They got Winslow. They got Sonoris at the time. Santana already pieced out.
He's
He
already
was on.
gone. Okay.
Yeah, but
01.
then on defense, I mean, they got Vilma. They got DJ Williams, who I still think is probably the best high school player ever, or one of
Wow.
them. Sean Taylor, Antral Roll, Rumpf. I mean, just dudes
That's
everywhere, and
crazy,
it was
bro.
it's like mind-boggling. And I just remember, man, Andre Johnson ran a stutter goal, and I was like, "Go ahead, bro, you got it, dog." I was like, they didn't
I'll
throw
catch
it.
up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they didn't throw it. I was like, I was just I was so in awe. Like, this is crazy, And eventually, I got warmed up to seeing all that, but everything just happened so fast for me. But yeah, DB was the first. I played right away, not starting, but I got thrown in the rotation.
And so when did it click for you? When you like, you know what? I got this.
I think it clicked for me probably as a DB, probably not until our bowl game.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, so here's the thing. They made it easy for me because we had like a field side and
Yes.
we had a boundary side.
Gotcha.
So I always play like the boundary corner where my freshman year. So
Okay.
I'm covered too most of
Okay.
the time. And they knew I wasn't afraid to hit. So it was like, okay, let's put Will there. He has less to do. He can play the cloud corner and he can come up and hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it took a lot of thinking out of for me. So I used to come up and hit a lot. So I got warmed up hitting, but then, I had to still get used for it to click in coverage. And it was to the bowl game where I finally I was covering the guy and I saw the ball thrown. And as we know, 99% of DBs, when the ball's thrown, they're still trying to find the guy, find the ball,
Yes.
find the guy, find the ball. And at this time I saw it thrown. I was like, man, forget him. I'm about to get him.
Let's go.
And when I finally got my first pick, I'm like, okay, now I feel it. And then it was my sophomore year is when I came in and ended up being the starter, and that's where like I went off then.
So basically, you got a full 10 games that kind of help you out, full season that you needed to kind
Yeah,
of
because
rest up a
I
little
was
bit.
in I was in a rotation, and
Gotcha.
it was like and when you're thrown in there, you have to learn on the go. You know
Yes,
what I mean? It's not like, oh, you get to redshirt, sit there and watch film. You get in now and you got to figure it out at the same time.
that's crazy, man. So, did you have any real challenges when you were in college? Some kids they got to go through. There's certain challenges trying to start, trying to play, trying to get on the field. School, whatever, coaching. Some coaches didn't like you, didn't like you.
Yeah, no, my biggest challenge was I think just time management.
Gotcha.
The one thing I never had an issue with was working hard. Like I was really good in the weight room. I never missed a game in college. I missed one for I got knee in the thigh, but I never missed a
Gotcha.
game in college. I was 100% healthy. Um, and I had a high football IQ. So I even though maybe I didn't know the plays,
Yeah,
I understood the game.
the concept.
Yeah, I understood football.
It's real.
Because I was that kid, 3 years old, 4 years old, who was like obsessed with the game. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wow, that's me.
that
That
was
was
me.
me right
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah. Like I had all the old school NFL films.
Yeah.
John Facenda's voice, "The autumn wind is a pirate."
Yeah.
All that. Sam Spence with the music. Dun, 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 dun,
Wow.
dun, dun. Yeah, all that. Like that was me, man. Like I'm obsessed with
Yeah.
that stuff. And so I knew football, but my challenges, it was just balancing like because I went to BC. That was an academic school. Like they didn't give a
Yes.
damn about football. Okay, like
Wow.
you got to get the work done. So it was just more. It was just balancing that because I did get some issues with my GPA was dropping because of time management. So I wish I did better at that. That was probably my biggest challenge. Football was the easy part, man.
Gotcha. So, so now kind of paint this picture for me. How was it your senior year? Did you know you was gonna, did they give you a grade? All right, you might be, second to fourth, first to third, like going to the draft. Like, how did that work out for you?
Yeah. So it's so funny, man. Like how my process was to get to college. Like, I had no idea how it worked. It's the same thing for the pros. Like I never met an NFL player. First of all, I never met
Wow.
one. Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
why I tell these kids, I'm like, bro, if I had me right now, like
It'd be over with.
y'all are tripping. That's what I'm
I wish I
saying.
had me right now,
Yeah,
bro.
I didn't know any pro guy unless they came back. Like, I remember the first pro guy who came back who kind of like tried to give me some game, and he was a good friend, was Will Green.
Gotcha.
He was the truth. And I didn't know how it worked. What was the process? I just saw guys get grades, but I remember going into after my sophomore year where I finally like had a breakout season. Preseason, the Sporter News magazine came out, and boom, they had your boy on the cover. I was like,
Let's go.
hold on.
We made it.
I was like, what is this? They were like, yeah, possibly this, that, and the third, like all these things. And then, as my junior year is going, I'm getting all these calls from like agents and, hey
Wow.
man, are you gonna come out this year? This year, blah blah blah. And I got the insurance thing, the insurance policy. You
Yes,
see
yes.
like what is projected, and mine was like $2 million. So I was like, okay, it's getting pretty serious.
Yes.
If they have me at that value, and I remember I always wanted to finish school.
That's big,
Especially
man.
I'm at BC, and
Yeah.
the issue to my junior year, I did not have a good year at all. I
Okay. Okay.
because now everybody knew who I was.
Yeah.
Everybody ran game on me.
Facts.
They knew I was aggressive. Double move city. Dude, listen, I got benched a couple games my junior year.
For real?
Oh yeah, I got benched a couple games because I was just like, I was not there, and I'm trying to think like, man, why was it? And it took me a while, even after college. I'm like, you know what it was?
What?
Even though I was really smart football wise,
Uh-huh.
I did not watch film.
Oh, you didn't.
I didn't know how to watch film as a
Oh,
defender.
and that's, honestly, man, that's your coach. Your coach should be like, look, bro, you probably go to the next level. We need to sit down. We need to talk about this. You need to watch this film. I'm sure how to break down film and chart film.
Yeah, I mean, we did watch film as a group, but
Individually.
as we get into it, yeah, individually, because I was so athletic
Got away
that
with it.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me, dude? I'm in cover 2, picking off backside posts.
You got away with it. That's what
I got a
happens when you
video.
have
I
like
got a
that.
video. I gotta find it. I'm in cover 2, bro, and I picked off a backside post. My
Damn,
coach is
bro.
like, "What do you know? Good play,
Yeah.
but bro, you left this wild, way over here." And oh, it was crazy, man. And I mean, I actually had a good year as a returner because I'm like, okay, when in doubt, if I get the ball, I can handle that.
Facts.
But that's when it clicked for me, like, okay, there's potential to play. Maybe that got my head too.
Got you.
You can go in, you can
That's
play in the
possible. Yeah.
NFL. Yeah.
That's possible, man. So how was it when you got that call, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was that like?
When I got drafted.
Yeah, when you got that call, when you got the call.
Oh, hold on. We can't get to the draft yet because
All right, talk to me. Let's go.
something crazy happened.
Okay.
Yeah, something crazy's happened. So because I know I mentioned earlier, I played receiver, right?
Yes.
So I remember going into my senior year. I remember the grades came out. It was like Jimmy Williams. It was me. It was Cromartie. Like all of us were like the
Wow.
Ty Hill. All of us were like the top corners. And Jonathan Joseph was one of them too. And I was like, okay, like now I got to get it right. I got to figure this out. And I remember my Coach O'Brien, brought me in the office. He's like, hey man, we just graduated like 4 senior receivers,
Damn.
who were very productive. Would you be interested in moving to receiver? I said, hell no. I said, there's not. I said, you guys are crazy. And everyone was scared of O'Brien. I wasn't because I knew his style, and he and I we're still really good friends to this day.
Wow.
And I was like, absolutely not. We had probably 5 meetings.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I just saw the grade. Like they said I could possibly go first or second round as a corner. Like, there's no way in hell I'm moving to receiver. So then I remember I had this thought in my head. I'm like, you know what? I was always a team player. I always wanted to just win, regardless. And it dawned on me. I was like, look, like I'm gonna get drafted.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
But I got a bunch of guys on the team where this is their last year.
That's real.
And they probably want to go out with a bowl win and what have you, and let's just win, And so I told the coach, I'm like, look, I said I'll try it out in spring ball.
Okay.
I'll try receiver in spring ball. He was like, perfect. Try it out in spring ball. So I tried it out in spring ball. Tell me why I won the X job.
Oh.
And for people who don't understand,
wow.
the X receiver is the guy. Okay? It's the guy. All right?
Damn.
Like I was thinking I would play a little bit of slot, a little bit of nickel.
You know what I'm saying? On the backside,
situations. Nah, bro. I'm the X receiver. That means I'm on the line. I don't get to motion. I'm boundary with the best corner. And they're like, what do you think, man? I was like, look, I said, can I still play DB?
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna be real. Like the grades came out and started talking about it, and you're like, yeah, like you can come in like situations. Okay.
Wow.
I'm like, all right. So the first game we played BYU at BYU, and I actually got to come in situations. It was third down, and I just had to travel with the best guy on third down.
Okay.
At the time, I think it was like Todd Watkins at BYU. And so that was going well. And then the cool thing though, we did have another corner who ended up playing pretty well, where I didn't have to go over as much.
Okay.
And we had some good linebackers where our base could be our nickel too. So yeah, so I just ended up being full-time receiver. And I remember Matt Ryan ended up taking over the starting quarterback job. And so that just made my life easy because I had nothing but dimes. I had nothing but dimes. Nothing but dimes.
Wow.
But that's when Coach Dana Bible, he's now at UCLA. He was my offensive coordinator at the time, and he's the one that really taught me football.
Wow.
You don't play in his offense if you don't study or know what you're doing.
That's real.
He really taught me the game of football, and it was pretty wild, man. And he just really I truly understood the game. And so my advantage was playing defensive back.
You knew.
I knew. And I knew because we just moved to the ACC and they moved me to receiver because I knew they were like, we need some speed. We need some speed out there. I was like, that's why they moved me. They need some speed out there.
Exactly. You already know.
Because I knew I was seeing a 4.3 every week in the
Wow.
ACC. Okay,
That's real.
and being that they're so fast, I'm like, no one's gonna play off.
Nope.
No one's gonna play off on
Nope.
me. They're gonna press me every time. And I'm like,
Facts.
and I welcomed it. You know why? Because I would just be like, move them, stack,
Get out
over the
there.
ball.
Right here, Matt.
Yeah. Dude, and I remember we played Maryland, and this one DB came up to me, and he got right in my face, like in press. I'm talking about like a real press stance, like
Like a
look under my
real,
face,
like, yeah.
like look under my face mask. He was like, "You know I run a 4.3, right?" And I was like, "Wow." he said, "You know I run a 4.3, right?" I was like, "Damn, bro." I looked at Matt, and Matt knows when I look at him, he looked at me, and he gave me the dancer like go route. I was like, "Yeah, bro, come on, no
Let's
question."
get it. Let's
Pop,
go.
pop,
Let me
stack.
see that 4-3.
Yeah, that 4.3 looked like a 4.8 when you stack over behind you. But yeah, that's what it was. And so the crazy thing was my whole journey. Remember, I played DB my first 3 years and returner.
Yeah.
My senior year, I played receiver, DB, and returner. I should have made first team All ACC, but some bum named Calvin Johnson got first team. You know, some dude.
Yeah, right.
That man was nasty.
Right?
And then I went to the Senior Bowl as a DB. I went to the Combine as a receiver.
Wow.
So before I get to the draft, my grade was from 2 to 5.
Okay.
And so the only issue for me was I was good at a lot of things, but I didn't master one.
That's real.
They draft guys in the first round because you mastered your position.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so yeah, I ended up getting a call, 4th round, and I was happy to get drafted. But every guy would tell you this: it's not so much you get pissed off where you get drafted at; it's who went before you. Why you get mad?
Like I dogged you. I know y'all watched the film, man.
I know. Like hell, man, I killed that man. That's what you mean. Oh man, so yeah, it was cool, and it's funny because they always say too, it's always the place you never think you end up. I think I talked to Green Bay for like 2 minutes at the
Wow.
Combine, and I talked to them about receiver, and they called me. I said, "Who's 920?" I was like, "Oh, that's Green Bay, Wisconsin."
Damn.
Yep. They said, "Hey, man, we come to get you."
Right, coach.
I was like, "All right, man, here we go." So
Wow.
yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool. Just to go there, I had a snap. You know, I was competitive at the time, but
Yeah.
that was the ultimate. You know, there's one thing I wanted to do in my whole life, and that was to play in the NFL. So
That's huge, man.
yeah, it was cool, man.
Man, you can't beat that, man. You can't beat that, man. Just to have that guidance too, man. So, all right, man. So I got some
By
kind
the
of like
way,
some
Ryan, yes, I did see Sour Grapes. I have a Psalm TV subscription, so I seen every wine movie you
hey,
could
you
think of.
already know. We do the Sound TV subscription, man. We do that, man. You know what I'm saying?
But go ahead. What's your question? My bad.
No, it's all good. So we do like a kind of quick flash, like fast-paced question kind of deal. So I'm gonna ask you a question. You're gonna just answer. 'Em. Cool. So what kind of leader was you on the team? Were you on the team?
I was a quiet leader, man. I was the type of leader where I would go to you in person in confidence.
That's real.
And kind of like check on you. I'm glad you said that because you know I get to ask the question like if you can go back in time and do something different, like what would it do? What would you do? I wish I can go back to high school.
Wow.
And I always led by example. Right? I always worked hard. I always finished first. I did everything the right way. I led by example. But what I learned is sometimes, even when you lead by example, they still feel like they can't do that, like only you can.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Well, yeah, of course Will did that. That's Will. Like I can't do
Will.
that. You know what I'm saying? So I wish I can go back and just how can I find what this person can get better at on their own individually?
That's huge.
How can I reach out to each person, even the worst player on the team? How can I get the best out of him individually? How can I get the best? Because I didn't win a state title. As good as I was, we went to the Super Bowl and lost. And I never won a state title.
Wow.
And I think the biggest thing is, I was like, hey, I'm performing. You know, I'm giving my all to this team. But
Yeah.
did I give my all to the team?
Got you.
I gave my all physically, but I didn't give my all emotionally.
Yeah.
Meaning I was friends with everybody, but I didn't truly like, hey man, I need you. Like, let's do this together.
You got
you
it.
know?
You can do it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, and the same thing at BC is, even though I was a leader, I went to all of the preseason meetings, all these things. I was never voted captain.
Wow.
I was never voted. I did all the captain stuff. I went to the captain's dinners. I went to the captain's lunch, the captain's functions, all these things, but I was never voted captain.
Wow.
And again, I always just led by example. I never like reached to a person and like, hey man, how can I help you get better? How can I improve? How can I do this? Like I was never a rah like yelling before the game. I wasn't that guy. I was like, how can I help you? So when I got to the league, man, that's the kind of leader, like towards probably the last like 6 years of my career, like that's how I was. I went to people in confidence, and it's like, how can I help you individually, or emotionally? Like, how can I help you get better? You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of leader I was.
That's cool, man. At least you know, though. You know, I mean, the good thing about football is it's done at 30, but you got to 90 to go. You know?
No, for sure. So all this stuff I'm telling you is what I give to the guys. I'm like, man,
wow.
Yeah.
So what's the best receiver you guarded when you were playing?
I'll tell you what. I'm glad he meant, like I always say, OBJ. He's definitely like top two.
Wow.
Maybe
Okay.
like simply because, well, I'm gonna say top three because I had fits in Green Bay. Okay, I had an issue in Green Bay. We had Greg Jennings, we had Donald Driver, we had Jerry Jones, we had Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
Like, come on, they were one-on-ones. That was a long day, all right? And these dudes ran routes, and not only did they run routes, but that ball was on the money. Favre, Rodgers throwing the ball in practice, like, come on now.
Come on, man.
But Donald, yeah. Go ahead.
It's so true that not to cut you off, that the perfect ball and the perfect route is almost impossible to cover, man.
It's almost impossible to cover. Yeah, that's why it's a big deal when a receiver has a good quarterback. That is the issue. Okay, you know what I mean. So Donald Driver for sure. OBJ simply because he never got tired. OBJ never got tired.
Wow.
There wasn't a route he couldn't run. And yes, he loves to dance. He loves to have fun. He loves all these things, but he is competitive. He is a dog. He works the whole time. And then I think just one of the best displays I have seen in person was, I think, 2013, Josh Gordon in Cleveland.
You know what, man? So when I had called you the other night, my other guy, who was like a father to me, he coached me at McNeese. He's at Dallas, right? But he coached Gordon, like right before Gordon got, dismissed from the team. He says probably the best athlete he's ever seen in his life.
I'm telling you. I am telling you, man.
Wow.
He is absolutely gifted. And it is crazy. That's why one, it's tough that he's going what he's going through, but that's why two, he keeps getting chances. I'm telling you though, this dude I'm telling you, man, he hit us for 297. What Brandon Whedon throwing the ball.
Wow.
All right.
Damn.
All right. He probably hit me for 40 of those. I'm gonna just keep it there right now. He probably
he didn't get him on me, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just
saying. He hit them for 250. He hit me for
Not my side. Not my side.
I did give up a 12-yard touchdown. It was small. Yeah. That's funny. So yeah, I had a ball, man. I saw like a little poll. Someone mentioned like Isaac Bruce. Dude, I covered Isaac Bruce, bro.
Wow.
I covered Marvin Harrison. I covered Reggie Wayne. I covered Fitzgerald. I covered, T.O. and Dallas T.O. And I was a mutant. Okay.
Yes.
I covered a lot of, so it was cool, man, to see to see all that, man. But OBJ, AB, when him and Big Ben, like you said, were together,
Yes.
he ran routes. He just got open. AB
That's
had no
crazy.
tendency. AB had no tendencies. He just got open.
He's got open.
Give me
That's
eyes.
hard.
Balls out.
That's hard, man. That's hard. Who would you like to cover now?
Right now,
I like the old
actually,
Julio.
huh?
I like the second year, third year, Julio.
I went against Julio in 15 the year he went for 200 yards like 5 games in a row. And it's funny, I just signed to Washington, and all of a sudden I'm starting next week in Atlanta. And I remember, no, and I remember too, he just went off like the week before. And I remember somebody went to my locker, I turned around, vroom, microphones right there. So, you got Julio this week. What do you think about Julio? I'm like,
that's all good, baby.
I said, it's, again, remember, like I said when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yes. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Keep asking questions, baby. We got you, man. If you have a question, we got you. Let me see. What do I need in film as a corner? You need as Tremaine. So for your film as a corner, what you need is you need aggressive film. You need to show film that you can play man to man. That's press man, off man. If you're trying to go power 5, right? You need to show that you can play press man, off man. You also need to be able to show that you can get off of blocks. And then you got to have the size and speed kind of elevating there as well. That's kind of on your mom and dad because they had you kind of deal. So, but that's kind of what you need as far as film goes. And you want to show aggressive play there. All right. You don't want to be soft on tackles. You got to be able to put up in tackle. You can't be soft on tackles as well. So hopefully that helped you out right there. But yeah, man. So
yeah. So Cameron's asking me like, what do you think about like you're going against Julio? He's going off this year, and again, I was excited for the opportunity.
Yeah.
I was excited for the opportunity. Like I'm excited. So, yes, I went there and had a pretty good game against him. I covered him maybe 7 times that game, but
that's pretty good.
You know, I think he had about like 65 or 70 yards that game.
Good job, man.
But it was by committee. I'm not taking all the credit. I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, hey man, you covered him 7 times. That could have been 7 targets.
Could have been 7 targets. Yeah, they called a BS. Sluggo, hold on. I didn't touch him, but I get it. We in Atlanta.
Yeah, you know what time it is.
But yeah, right now, yeah, DK would definitely be interesting. I wouldn't want to. I mean, he's too damn strong. Like that's not
man.
Fun.
That's a big boy, man.
But that's not fun. Like I don't want that.
right, exactly, bro. It's a thought.
Yeah, I don't want because all them dudes, they all just
yeah.
I remember Brandon Marshall grabbed me like a hockey player and did that.
Oh, yeah. Quick question. So, as far as now I guess I got this already. What do you like? Zone a man, but I'm pretty sure you're a man guy. Kind of getting your feel there.
Yeah, I love man for the simple fact of the combative point.
Yeah.
But you don't get picks in man.
No, you don't.
You don't get picks in man. So if people like go and see like, yes, I only have 3 interceptions in my career, and that was until I went to zone.
Wow.
I went to zone like the last like 3 years of my career because I played press man for a decade. I never saw the ball.
Wow.
Never. I never played off. When I was in Green Bay, we played like it was called switch. And so we were cover 2, press. Cover 1, press. Cover 3, press. All of it was press, and then we pass it off, you know. And then when I went to New York, we had a bunch of combinations. I mainly was a returner there because I wasn't there that long. Gotcha. And then Jacksonville was cover 3. I was always a single side. I was in press, you know.
Yeah.
And if I was in Zorro and I had a bail and played 1 to 2, 2 to 1, they didn't throw it over there. So, but yeah, it wasn't until I really went to like nickel, where I was like, and then safety. Yeah.
Really seeing the ball.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. So, I got a couple more questions for you,
Oh,
man.
you
And
good, bro? Bro, I'm with you, bro.
that's my dog, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
man. You know,
You know what
what
I'm
you
saying?
man? You ain't rushing nobody, man. I got you, bro.
You feel me? You know. All right. So what
Put
now?
your questions in the question box, and we'll get
Oh
to
yeah,
those.
definitely put those questions in there, man. Put those questions in there. We actually got some in here right now. Open your deal. Open your question box up. You see it? Can you open it up for yourself?
Me, no,
Will?
I don't have it. No, I don't have
Oh,
one.
you don't have it? Okay.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
get to them
It's
after you finish yours.
all right, cool. So let's go here. Let's go. Okay. All right, here we go. This is what I want. This is what I want right here. Walk me through a day in the life, right? A day in the life from in the morning when you wake up to at night in season, right? Vet Will.
And he said that will. I had no choice but to be there as a rookie. You kidding me? No, let's just I don't know. Let's just take a Wednesday, right? That's usually our
Yep.
first day of like team practice. Um, yeah, I honestly I just get there. I already reviewed stuff from the night before. So Tuesday I reviewed first and second down because we're gonna go over first and second down on Wednesday. So I try
Gotcha.
to get a jump on that. So, I get in and, if my body's feeling good, I'll still try to do maintenance, take care of it, what have you, maybe do a workout if we have one. Um, and then, yeah, we have meetings. I was in every meeting because I was the punt
Wow.
returner. So I did
Yeah.
special teams meetings. And then, then we, just like any other team, like we have our meetings the whole
Gotcha.
time. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But again, what I learned is where you elevate your game is when you leave the facility. Is
Wow.
when the day is over.
That's what I want to know. That's
Right.
what we want to know.
Yeah, because it's just like in school, right? It's like, yeah, you're in school, you're taking your notes, you're paying attention, you're taking notes, you have all the stuff. And if you go home and the next time you look at it is the next day, then you're gonna pretty much forget it. You're trying to remember on the fly. So if you make all these notes in class, you go home, chill out for a bit, maybe an hour or two later, you review those notes, then it's going to be more fresh in your mind the next day.
Facts.
So now the next day it's really review, or you already know it.
That's
so
real.
That was what I had to get to for myself is, okay, yes, you're watching film for 8 hours. You're there all day practicing this football. And once I get home, I'll take a breather, chill out, play games or whatever it is. When I was younger, now hang out with the family. And then I set aside a good 2 hours and let me just review.
That's real.
Yeah, let me just
That's
review
good.
it.
That's dope, man. Did you get a lot of like massages and that type of stuff throughout the season as well, or no?
Yeah, no, you know what? The biggest thing is availability.
Gotcha.
That's it. And I can attest to this because I got hurt a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I had
Okay.
like 9 surgeries. I was on IR a bunch. I got hurt a lot.
Damn.
And,
Okay.
and the issue for me was, one, I didn't really have the greatest diet as a rookie. And then also, even my first year, I didn't have the greatest diet. Again, I got away with just genetics, like I was
Yeah.
healthy, whatever, athlete. And 2, I waited until something didn't feel right to get a massage, to get stretched.
It wasn't part of your daily routine kind of deal.
Right. It was like, oh, I'm pretty sore, I'll get in a cold tub. No, even after practice, you feel 100%.
Get in there.
Take care of it. So you can stay 100%. Don't wait till like your body starts depleting and now you're trying to work extra hard to get it back to where it was. So the daily maintenance is a big deal. The daily nutrition is a big deal because there are guys where you're like, man, like how this guy get paid? How this guy does this? He didn't really do anything. Well, guys are paying for availability.
Wow.
I get like the best example I can give is Brandon Carr, right? When he was in Kansas City, he got drafted there 4th round. He started every game for 4 years in Kansas City. Okay, I don't think he had a pick in 4 years.
Wow.
I don't think he did. I have to check, but he started every game. Did not have like great numbers, but when he became a free agent, Dallas gave him $50 million. Yeah.
Damn.
Because he's available. They can trust that he's going to be there. They can
That's
count
real.
on him. They can count on him, you know, and that's the biggest thing. So yeah, that is. I mean, even if guys can figure it out now, that is a big deal. I remember when I went to Seattle, it was Russell Wilson's second year, and he was like, "Man, like, what do guys do? What do guys do to take care of themselves?" You know. Hold on, I'm
Yeah.
gonna turn on some lights in here. It's getting dark.
All
Um,
right.
I know. He was like, what do I need to do? How do I take care of myself? Like, what did you do?" And I was like, "Bro, I was like, start early, you know,
Mm,
like start early. Just take care of yourself now." And he was like, "Seriously?" I was like, "Yeah, bro. You don't want to be like me. I've been on IR a bunch of times. I've been hurt a lot. Like you, that's the important thing. Because if you're available for your team, that's everything." And Russell never missed a game,
wow.
ever missed a game. And a report came out that he spends like $1 million on his body or something crazy like that, right?
Damn.
Never missed. Russell had a grade 2 MCL tear, did not miss a game.
Damn. But the vet told him.
Hey man, he asked. I was like, "Bro, just be healthy, man. That's everything.
Straight up.
It's everything, man."
Hey, so oh, hey, a question. So from one of the fans out here, the best solo DB drill.
The best solo DB drill. You know what? I think, obviously, like, we could say the W, but there's so many variations.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, you know what I like? I actually created a defensive back tree. I should shoot a video. So actually, Sean Bunting is back in town. I trained him before he went to the NFL, and he and I still mentor him now. So I'll put that out. I created a defensive back tree. I'll show you. But you know what I like doing? I like doing the actual route tree from a DB perspective.
Yes. Hey, bro, I did it too. I created one as well, man. I love to compare and see what yours look like, man. You
Yeah.
nasty with
So
that stuff,
so
bro.
I would so with the route tree, hit slant out, curl out, come back, post 7, 9. So I would put myself as a press play from press, and I will cover all these routes from press. And
Wow.
then I will go to off. I will cover all these routes from off. And then, fire zone, usually people use a scooch technique.
Yeah,
Then I will play off and I will scooch and cover all these routes, reading a 3-step too. So,
bro.
I, because it's football, like you can say the W, you can create all these crazy drills, which is great for reaction
Train
control.
at the sport. Do what you gonna do on the field. On the field.
For sure. Yeah. I always start with cool variables. Like I always start with the ladder drill, right? When
Yeah.
I have the guys do the ladder drill, I make them go like 1,000%,
Yes.
like as fast as possible, simply to just like it's a nervous system thing, right? Be-
Yes.
because you're reacting, so you have to be a little ahead of what they're doing. So we go through one times and they just go ballistic fast, and then we're done. And then I'll get into a warm up with the pedal, W, and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
then we actually get into like football stuff.
That's huge, man.
Yeah.
Have a question here uh from Courtney. Girl, what's some of your hobbies? Which I know. I
No. I like video games, man. That's what I like.
I love it. I love it. And my boy said, "No, I like video games." What you talk about, Vic?
I've been playing F1 a lot.
Okay. So she also asked, "What's your favorite receiver and running back on the field right now, and why?"
My favorite running back right now might be Dalvin Cook.
Okay.
Yeah, I like him, but I still like Zeke, man. Just going against Zeke, I thought he was so tough. My favorite receiver it will always be OBJ, but I like Stephon Diggs too.
Okay. That's real. Let's see what they got in this deal right here. We already talked about the exercise. We
Well, even what's the exercise? What do you say about that?
this is actually about the best exercise for DB.
The best anything that strengthens your hips
Yes,
and
strengthens and
groin.
loosens.
Yeah,
Yes.
strengthening the hip and groin mobility and strength is the biggest thing.
Facts,
Just
man.
do that and just do abs and you're good.
You be all right. And run.
Run.
Because everybody ain't got what we'll have.
Nah, I had that lateral.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man. All right, so now it's talking about your wine stuff. People, man, you got fans everywhere, bro. They be on you, bro.
What they want? What's the wine question? What they
They
want?
be talking about the documentary.
Oh, okay. I already
The
answered them.
documentary stuff. Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, I have one more. I have a couple more questions for you. Then y'all put some more questions in there. We don't get up out of here. I don't take too much of my man time. It's time for my cigar and wine. I'll tell you what I do. I'll tell you my stuff right now. It's that time. Wife done made a meal for me. It's that time.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Well, some of the biggest takeaways, right? Oh, some of the biggest takeaways right now from the NFL, from that whole transition. Some of the biggest takeaways right now that you take with you, and of course you give them, some of the athletes that you train or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing for me. So the difference when guys train with me, because right now I'm training a couple guys for the draft and a bunch of
Let's
guys
go.
came back for the off season, is I'm probably like probably 30 or 40% on the field, 60-70% in the classroom.
Wow.
Right. The biggest thing for me is I want to know where guys' minds are at. What were they thinking on this play? Like different ways people run certain routes. What does it look like on their film? Like we really look at, because I've been in every situation. I've been a guy there were some players where they might have like, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he playing well? Well, maybe he has some anxiety.
Wow.
Maybe they keep changing coaches.
Facts.
Maybe they keep changing defenses.
Yes.
Maybe they keep changing techniques. Maybe one guy's telling them this. Maybe this guy's telling them that. And so what happens is
Preach it.
They go on the field, and versus trying to make a play, they're trying not to screw up.
That's real, man.
You know what I'm saying? They're trying not to. So, and then when you're playing, trying not to screw up, you're not going to make a play.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, I've been on 1-year deals, and they keep bringing in guys, and I'm like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. No. And I tell these guys, man, who are dealing with this, at the end of the day, how did I fix it? I just understood the game better.
That's real.
Okay, I know. Okay, they want me to play. If a coach is like, hey, Will, you got to play outside leverage, but my inside help is not that good.
That's real.
So what do? Maybe I'll pre-snap communicate to him. Maybe I'll communicate to him again before the snap. Maybe I'll communicate to him on the sideline. Or maybe because I watch film so much, I understand what route combinations are coming. So yeah, maybe I'll line on the outside, and then right before snap, maybe I'll slide in and play it a little bit. I understand the situation. I help these guys become situational masters, because here's the thing: in the NFL, everyone's a mutant, bro.
Facts.
Everyone's there because of some physical
superpower.
Some superpower that they have, for sure. Like a bunch of X-Men.
Yes.
But therefore, how do you separate yourself?
That's real.
That's why the powerful mutants and X-Men are the ones that get in your mind, right?
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah. So regardless of whatever technique this coach is telling you to play, whatever this, whatever that, is like, if you just understand the weakness of your defense, where's our issues,
wow,
and what the offense is trying to do, and then just play ball. If a coach is making you align outside or inside a certain leverage, okay, line up, and then when the ball snaps, buddy doesn't catch the ball.
Exactly.
Just compete, because if you get beat on a certain leverage, or if you do opposite what he says and you make the play, you made the play.
That's real, man. That's facts. And they're not gonna bark at you. Well, I told you to do it this way, but good job.
Because there's a lot of guys who play with exceptional technique and they don't make the play. And there are guys who may not have the best technique, but when that ball's in the air, yeah.
That's real. Biggest NFL and biggest welcome to the NFL moment.
My biggest, it was in practice. Okay, I remember I remember covering Donald Driver, like I mentioned.
Man.
Okay. And so I gotta try to like give an example.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
want
gonna
to see
do
it.
this. Yeah. So actually, I'll just use my hand really. So
Okay.
basically, I'm running. He's running at me. He runs post, right?
Yeah.
And then boom, he broke to the corner. When he broke to the corner, Brett threw the ball. Remember, he broke to the corner this way, but the ball is coming this way. And
Yes.
so I'm like, what the hell? And all of a sudden, driver went boom, broke back to the post. I was like, oh my god, like that's what it looks like. That's what the
That's what.
timing looks like. He broke to the corner route and Brett threw the ball to the post, and I'm like, why he just throw the ball like that? As soon as driver turned around to the post, boom, hit him right in the chest. And I was like,
Crazy.
man, yeah, that was cool though. It was I like I said, I love football so much, man, that I was just like,
Perspective, of course.
it was cool to like play against Peyton Manning. It was cool to be with Favre. It was cool to like, I grew up diehard Charles Woodson when he was at Michigan, and for the fact that I got drafted, and he got signed the same year, and then he ended up living above me in the same building, like
Oh
one floor above.
man.
Oh yeah, and he and I are like best friends now, dude. Like it's dope. It's
I
dope.
was actually, I have a Woodson question, man. I was gonna ask you what it was like playing with a Hall of Famer like that. That level of level of player. You know what I'm saying?
No, so this is where it all stemmed from. All the things that I'm talking about. So I remember 2006 and 7. This man did not practice. Okay, Charles Woodson did. He maybe he practiced sometimes, but he did not practice.
Wow.
He's going out there getting picks. And I always hear, practice makes perfect. What you doing practice? What you doing in the game? Da-da-da-da. This man ain't practicing.
He ain't practicing. Explain this to
No.
me, coach.
And so I'm like, man, again, that's just him. Maybe that's just him, you know? So I was like, man, I'm not making any plays. I remember every game my uniform is dirty, which is a cardinal sin for a corner. We don't get dirty, man. We stay up. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna figure out this film watching thing, man. Like I'm gonna figure out how to watch this damn film. I need to make some damn plays. So I remember I go back to the facility, right? It's like 8 o'clock at night. I go back to the facility to watch tape. And I go into the room and somebody left the projector on. And so I go in. No, somebody was actually using the projector. And it was Charles.
Wow.
He was, bro, he was in there at like 8 o'clock at night. And I look, he said, hey, what's up, young buddy? He's like, come have a seat, man. Like, I'll come watch some tape with me. I'll show you some stuff. And
Damn.
so I sat in the front row. We had like a stadium style seat. So he sat up top controlling the remote. I sat in the front. And then he was just going over it, man. He was like, yeah, like formation, splits, tendencies. If I see this play show up like 4 times on tape, then I'm marking it down. If I see it in the game, I'm jumping it.
Woo, let's go.
I'm seeing all these things, and I'm like, this is crazy. And then I turn on the light. I looked at the grease board. It looked like a chemistry lab.
Wow.
This man made a game plan in the game plan.
Let's go, man.
Bro, I'm like, so this is what it is.
This is what your ass.
When you take the talent and you match it with the knowledge, you go to the Hall of Fame.
That's it.
That's what it was. When I saw that, I was like, damn, bro. He goes, yeah, bro, this is how it is, man. And ever since then, I was like, damn, man, like it is. Because then once you do all that, man, it just slows the game down. Because what happens is that we watch film and we're just watching the game. That wasn't fun. Because I'm like,
exactly.
It's like, okay, I'm watching this guy. He likes to do this. He likes to do that. But what is really happening in this game? There's so many variables. There's, each part of the field is a different situation. Each time on the clock is a different situation. Yeah, like it's crazy. And then once you understand it, oh, it's gorgeous. It's so fun to watch. And
it's beautiful, man.
It is, man.
I tell them it's like artwork, man. It's like artwork, man. Like,
because
That's
then
huge.
once I got to learn how to watch film, it became so much fun. And then I remember in Jacksonville, I was like the indicator guy. Like, okay, Will, you got 10 minutes. What did you find? You know, like, oh yeah, they started
What
doing
did you
it.
dig up?
Yo, in Jacksonville, they did. I can give you two perfect examples what I found. So I remember we played against the Chargers, and we would get ready for the Chargers, and Eddie Royal he was killing people on this jailbreak screen,
Uh-huh.
and but they didn't always run it. Like it'll be third and long, right? Third and 10, 15, third and 12, whatever it was. And I saw that if he was 1 yard off the ball,
Wow.
it was draw. If he was 2 yards off the ball, it was 100% jailbreak screen.
Ooh.
100% screen or bubble. So I told the guys, I was like, okay, if I forget, let me know. Like if it's third and 15 or third and 12, okay? And I remember we get in the game, and we're just going. There's so many things I remembered, and we're going through it, playing. I remember I lined up. We're in cover 3, third and 13. Jonathan Cyprian, our rookie safety, he's like, Black. He's like, third and 15. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? I'm like, oh, third and 15. So I go over to our DN. I told Chris, I was like, Chris Clemens at the time. I was like, Clem, I said, don't even rush. Just go straight to him. He said,
Straight
but I
up.
got to go up. I got to continue. I was like, you go straight to him. I'm the nickel, so I'm covered 3. What do I got? I got a buzz.
Yeah.
Ball snap. I ran right at that motherfucker. hey, hey, ball snap. I just boom, and then Phillip Rivers threw it, and we blew it up, and we all like started celebrating, like ran to the
Let's
sideline.
go.
Oh yeah, like we just.
That's how you make people around you better, man. That's leadership,
Yeah.
man. God,
So
man.
we started doing that, and then I found the most random thing ever. Right, we were playing the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
And their rookie at the time was Taylor Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
And Taylor Gabriel did not play. He did not play. But when he did play, all his plays were like double moves, right? And I was like, okay, I was just started watching games, and I noticed that when Cleveland got the ball first in the second half, they ran starter goal with Taylor Gabriel.
Ooh, bro, you watched a lot of film, bro.
Okay. So listen, we're in the locker room, and we're hanging out. I got my shoes off, I'm chilling, Gatorade, and I hear defense is up, we up, all right, D, get ready, we up. And I was like, Cleveland's getting the ball. I told our corner, I was like, come here. I said, if you see number 18's ass run out there, you get ready for
Yes.
a double move. You get ready.
Yes.
He's like, all right, So we go up there, and all of a sudden, see 18 start trotting out. I'm like, oh!
Let's go.
We all looked at each other. I'm like, I said, just go for it. Just pull the trigger on this one. So I said, do not bite on anything.
Anything.
You just wait, let it happen. And sure enough, ball snap, ran a stutter goal,
Pick.
PBU, knocked it down.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he just PBU'd it, and everyone just went nuts. I'm like,
Wow.
bro, that's the fun part, you know what I'm saying?
That's the fun part, man.
Yeah.
But bro, okay. You watched a lot of fucking film, bro. Excuse my French. Bro, that had to be a lot of film. How many games on average did you watch in the week? When it's game week, how many games did you watch?
Well, I had a process, man, of how I did it. And I had to really break it down because, as you said, I watch a lot of film. And sometimes you can get paralysis by analysis, man. You watch too much stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to really make it super simple to the point. Also, too, like these coaches are making a game plan for a reason. Like,
yes.
Like they're trying to save their jobs too. So if they make a game plan, it's like, watch what they give you.
Exactly. Oh, that's real.
Yeah. And watch what they give you and study it.
That's
and
real.
then, if you want to go above and beyond, sure, but don't try to recreate the game plan. Yeah. They got it there for a reason. Or if you need extra cut-ups and so on. So I was like, man, how do I break this down, right? So a typical week would be like, and bear with me, people. A typical week.
We're going to geek out right quick.
Yeah, let's say Sunday, we play the game, right? Monday, we'll review the game, right? We'll review Sunday's game, and then we'll introduce the next opponent, okay? Tuesday is our day off, and I won't even do anything on Monday. I'm trying to still veg out and move on. Tuesday is our day off. All the maintenance stuff, massage, therapist, all that stuff, chiropractor. And then I'll start reviewing the introduction, and then I will watch first and second down cut-ups.
Mm.
And the reason why I will watch that, I'm trying to get a preview because tomorrow our practice is going to be heavy first and second down, right?
That's real.
First, second down passes, first, second down runs. And that's it. Then we review it during the day, and then at night, I'll watch practice a little bit, and then I'll watch third down. I'll preview third down because Thursday we're gonna go over third down.
Yes.
So I already got a step ahead, so it's familiar. And then we have a third down practice. I'll review third down, and then I'll go over, like 2-minute goal line, red zone, because Friday we'll do all that stuff too. And then Friday comes along. It's a review for me.
Yeah.
Then Friday night I'll chill out. That's the night I really don't do much. I'll take my family out to dinner. I'll hang out. I'll do whatever.
Gotcha.
Watch some certain games, and then maybe I'll pop a game in. But then Saturday is when I put it all together, and I just start watching games, and we'll already have the call sheet by then, so I will play the game.
Wow. And you start making calls?
Yeah. Like, I know these are our third down calls. Okay, what if he calls one of these third down calls? I know this is first, second down. Okay, what if he calls any of these first, second down calls? Well, let me match it with this, I'll watch 3 or 4 games. Let me match it with this. Let me just play the game. And then next thing you know, tomorrow, fun day is here, and you're just having fun.
That's
you're just
big,
playing.
man.
Yeah, you're just playing it. It's so slow. It's so
And
slow.
it's fun when it's slow like that, man. It's just
I literally laughed the whole time during the games.
It's so, don't it?
It's so, because there's so many funny things that happen, and I just enjoy it. It's almost like you're psychotic, man. Like I just laugh. But again, that's what it takes. That's what's necessary to not just play 12 years, but to survive 12 years.
Facts, man.
Because as the organization is looking for better ways to replace you and get better and whatever it is, as long as you keep leveling up, that's how you do it. And I learned that, again, from my junior year in college when I did not study, because when you become good, once you get a target on your back, then you have to continue to ante up your style. Because once you get good and you're like, oh, I'm good, trust me, they're trying to find ways to cheat at your armor, and they're gonna figure it out. So you got to keep coming with new tricks, or just get better, or pretty much put yourself in their position. Like, okay, how would I attack myself? And just be ready for it. That's why those guys play. That's why Charles Wilson played so long. That's why, people know Sherman ain't jumping no comeback. Throw a dig route, throw a go route, you're gonna get it.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah, like that's why you're like, man, what happened to this guy? It's like, man, maybe they found a chink in his armor.
Come on.
Because he didn't continue to develop himself. So it's cool, man. There's a lot of good corners out there. I like that.
Man, bro, you came and did a hell of a job. You blasted this for us, man. I really appreciate you, man, for sure, man.
I love talking ball, man.
Me too, man. We got to connect, man. We got to connect outside of this for sure, man. I'm definitely hit you up, man. Come bother you out there in the OC, man. Come mess with you a little bit, man. We're going to talk ball, man. Chill, bro. Again,
man.
Will Blackmon, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you for coming out, man. Showing some love to us, man. For all you guys out there, if you have any other questions, please just go follow Will right now. Hit him up, or whatnot. I don't know if he's going to answer now. Will is a busy man. Hit me up if you have any questions. And that's it, man. I love y'all. Have a good one. Thank you, Big Will. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, anytime, man.
All right, brother. Have a good one, baby.
Yes, sir.
Peace.